What's going on, guys? Just going to do an AFL fantasy review for round 19 in the AFL season. Once again, we held our spot pretty well. I think we dropped a couple of places, but 22.49 for the week. Screwed my captain again. Well, not really. I think everyone, or the majority of coaches, got that wrong. And my other choice was Dunkley, and he didn't go very well either. So, Grundy's 79 kind of hurt on Friday. It's hard when you've got a captain on Friday and he doesn't perform. It kind of ruins the weekend before it even started. But just going to go through the list here. So I've got Jake Lloyd in the defence. He had 89. The real disappointing thing about Jake Lloyd was he wasn't taking any kick-ins. So, if he had those and, if he had those, he probably was looking about the 110, 120 that's been about his average. Played a bit more of a wing role, which is very concerning for Lloyd going forward. But hopefully that goes back to the norm this week. Then I've had Laird. Laird didn't look like he was going to be anything for most of that game on Saturday. Great win by the Blue Baggers there. He got 92 in the end, which I was quite happy with. It didn't look like he was going to get anywhere near that. Tom Stewart I had, the 73. Very disappointing, especially with that matchup against Sydney. Sick Dog was his usual self. He was lucky to get to 70 odd in the end. Did really nothing for the first 15 minutes of that game, and to be honest, I kind of lost interest with it after that. And to see him get to 72, I suppose, is positive, but still not ideal. I also had Birchall in that game for his 73, and quite similarly to Sick Dog, the first quarter didn't look favourable for him. He spent a lot of time on the bench at the start of the game, so that's concerning personally. We bought in Whitfield last week. We dropped Bewley down to Snelling to get the cash for Hearn to Whitfield. He got his 95 and looked pretty impressive on Saturday night. Seeing him live and the amount of work that boy does is... really, really good value. Solid player, Lockie Whitfield, unbelievable. And then, I've got Logue as my only playing defender on the bench for his 34. Really died in the arse since his first 2 weeks. It's been not really enjoyable having him there, but there's no real other options. My other option to get Whitfield down would have been Logue to Watson, and I went with Snelling just for the longevity side of it. As soon as Hearn comes back, Watson goes out, really. That's kind of the impression we're getting. In the midfield, I had Gaff, who's been one of the real disappointments for me this year. When I first started this review, I was sitting around the 3500s and got Gaff in for his draw. Really hasn't repaid the favour. I was expecting 130s, 140s, not this 103. I think he's probably averaged just over 100 in the last 3 rounds. So that's been really disappointing. Taranto keeps getting it done. Turned up against us on Saturday night and looks really comfortable in the midfield there. Brad Crouch, 94, solid as a rock, really. Treloar was my other captaincy option that was about 5th or 6th rated down the list, and he actually performed the 126. And would probably be going for my captain this week, I would have thought. Dunkley, 71. Don't really know what happened there. Didn't see the Doggies game, obviously. I was at the Port game. Really, really disappointing. Really disappointing 71 from Dunkley. Oh, no, they played Sunday, didn't they? Well, I was well and truly hungover to watch that. So, McRae got his 127, which was very nice. And Bontempelli, the pod that I've got 128, which is really good. And Stack rounded out the midfield with 78. Can't really expect too much more from what has been a really, really solid cash cow this year. Grundy, the captain I've spoken about for his 79, that was quite painful to watch on Friday. Even like I thought it the last couple of weeks, and to say he looked really tired against GWS the week before, and he still got his 180 odd. When he's not in the ruck contest and around the ground, he really looks dead. Like a lot of time, hands on knees, all that type of stuff. The energy level just doesn't look good there. Maxi Gorn was fantastic for his 128. Bit of a flag there with Bruce throwing his hand up for selection. Bruce scored about 180 odd in the twos. He had all the hit outs and something like 30 odd disposals or something like that to go with it. 28 disposals, something like that. So watch out for that one at selection this week. Boki, 114, been solid as a rock all year. If we had won more games, I reckon he'd be well and truly up there in the Brownlow hunt. Marshall, 82, I was actually quite happy with that going into that matchup. Gorn's had the better of him for quite some time, so yeah, to get 82 out of him is a real positive result. I think he's got a tough matchup again this week, though. I can't remember who the Saints are playing, but yeah, I think he's got a tough matchup this week. Danger for his 107 looked good value against Sydney. Kelly got 91, which is sort of borderline keeping him in the team. Dusty 133 on Friday night was fantastic, and how good did Richmond look? They look every bit of the premiership threat. We all kind of thought they were. Warple getting it done again, another ton, 106. Been one of the picks of the year for me. So yeah, really can't complain. The bench cover, so in the midfield I had Hind for his 57 and Snelling I spoke about before. He got his 64, which is nice cash generation. Hopefully both hold their spots going forward, and then I can do some downgrade upgrade stuff. And then Cameron got his 28 for West Coast against North Melbourne in a game that they had a lot of forward time, so he should have really done a lot better than that. But yeah, that's my team for the week. Trade-wise, I'm really sick of Sick Dog, so it might be a Logue down to like a 170k defender and then a Sicily up to Crisp, or up to a decent midfielder with Stack going back in defence. That's been my killer this year. So I spoke about Gaff. I got him in for his draw and expectations of what he was going to deliver. Really hasn't performed to anywhere near the level that I expected from him. And Sick Dog's another one. The week I got Sick Dog in, I knew Crisp was going to be huge, but I took Sick Dog's end of year prospects as averaging higher, and it's been a real kick in the teeth. I think he had 120 the week after, and I'm thinking, beauty, I got that right. And since then he's just been horrible, like fantasy wise anyway. He's been much more accountable for his team, but yeah, it's not very fantasy relevant. So yeah, I'm thinking I go Logue down to a cheap defender, and then I'll go Sick Dog to even someone like Seb Ross. Seb Ross has got a good draw and he's a good pod. Got the Crows this week, so he should score quite well there. Coming off a 146, so very low break even. And then I'll save cash to get Stack and Birchall up to relevant defenders. I'm more inclined to get Sick Dog out than Birchall, mainly because of the cash generation side of things. If they're both going to hit 70s, at least Birchall goes up in price instead of losing so much coin on Sick Dog. So yeah, that's my trades for the week. I was really keen on Gorn as captain, but as mentioned, Bruce is a big chance to be selected this week, so my captaincy will be hinged on that. Treloar's a good bet playing the Gold Coast, and he's the only relevant midfielder. Crisp could be a good one defensively as well, because Crisp is going to get midfield time. I don't think Adams will get up if he pulled out with a hammy, and yeah, Degoe being out, they're going to need some big bodies in the midfield there. So yeah, that's an option as well. Obviously, the Doggies boys are flying. Dusty, I'll keep an eye on towards the end of the week as well as a captaincy option. It kind of fluctuates though, so I don't know how keen I am. But yeah, that's about where I'm at. I'm pretty stoked to be holding the top 4%, but geez, it could have been so much better if I went even Sheed or Yo instead of Gaff, and then went Crisp instead of Sick Dog. I'd be right up there, right up there. But coulda, shoulda, wouldas, I suppose, and yeah, it's all about getting some good primo midfielders in now, and I think Seb Ross is the pick of the round. It's out of him and Toby Green, but a bit of a flag with Green as well. He's been fantastic since Kelly and Cornelio came out of that side. I do think Kelly comes back this week for the Sydney Derby. From all reports, he was pretty close to playing last week. So that's kind of my thoughts on Green as well. Is a buyer beware there. He could play more forward time if Kelly is named. So yeah, that's my thoughts on round 19. Hopefully it's been a bit busy the last week was. I was on early shift, so I'm on late shift this week, so I should be able to get more videos out. So drop a like if you're enjoying the content, subscribe. Yeah, we got the first subscriber, but we haven't had any since. So yeah, jump on board, people. Going to be doing a lot more, round previews, round reviews, and for all the Port Adelaide fans out there, we'll do some talks about where we're at. And the disappointment around losing to GWS by a point last weekend, and the run forward. The run forward, I think, looks positive. So we'll pop up a video about that as well. So yeah, everyone have a good day. I hope your fantasy team goes well. No injuries come Thursday night teams, and yeah, watch out for Geelong resting players. That's going to be the other one. So yeah, good luck everyone. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Catch ya. Bye.